Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 9 of the East Coast V8 Series, coming to you live from Nurburgring, Germany. My name's John Van Reed. Tonight I've got Mark Duggan. G'day, Mark. How are you?
Evening, John. How are you? Looking forward to another exciting race tonight.
Absolutely. The old Nurburgring, not doing the full circuit, just the GP circuit, or the UEC version of it, but always a very challenging track in the V8s.
And not many tracks that aren't challenging in this V8 supercar on the iRacing platform.
Absolutely. And we might just have a quick look at our track map just to get familiar with where we are and what we're looking at. So, of course, Nurburgring, located up in the northeastern parts of Germany. And you can see we start on the main straight and come down through the Castrol S, and then we come up and around through what we call the arena section, or the Mercedes arena section, and then we come out of that and then we come blaring down the hill into Ford Curve, blaring down the hill into the big hairpin known as Dunlop Curve, and then after that we then come up the mountain or up the hill, we go through the Michael Schumacher S, up into the Kumo Curve, through the Bit Curve, through the Hatzenbeck-Bogen, sweeping very fast corner that one, and then up into the Wiedel chicane, and then we finish it off by meandering through the Coca-Cola curve and back down the main straight, so the lap length of 5.07 kilometres. And we welcome into the box with us tonight Mr. David Baldock.
How you going, guys?
Good day.
G'day, Dave.
Yeah, good. Looking forward to an interesting race tonight. My boys have said that they think Corey's found a shortcut on the track for how fast he's going. So I'll be watching that with interest.
Let's have a quick look at how fast Corey actually is going. You might have a quick look at the qualifying screen. We'll bring that up. So Corey McFarlane on pole again, our championship leader with a 153.396, followed by Luke Rosella in second from SSR with a 153.7, so big difference in time there. Hayden Harrison with a 154.2, Toddy Hayne in a 154.29, Troy Maguire doing really well for Fishy with a 154.41, Blake Warboys struggling a little bit from WK&P back at a 154.4, Michael Whiting from Fishy in 7th, Adam Hayne in 8th, Joseph Daly doing really well to get into the top 10 again, Christian Smart and Jamie Mcknight rounding out 10 and 11, Logan Barnett, and then the first of the PRA boys, Paul Young, in 13th. So already a big time difference from Youngie when you start looking where Corey is.
Yeah, that is a significant gap, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's quite scary to have a look at, actually, to be honest. It's going to be, I think, a very hectic race. The chats I've had with a few people, they're all telling me that tyres going to have a bit to play around here as well. A lot of guys struggling to get the setup right.
I mean, even 3.5 tenths from pole position to second place on the grid's a big gap in these cars in this series.
Absolutely. And if you're following along at home, don't forget to jump in the chat, say good day, let us know who you're supporting. Let us know how Dave Baldock's going behind the silky smooth mic.
Oh, thanks for that.
It's good, mate.
A little bit distracted at the moment. I can hear kids fighting. Might have to run off in a minute.
That's no
It's nice to see.
no
Main thing is Michael Dumbrell's camera's the right way around this time, even though he's not sitting at the seat right now. So he's not sideways again.
Yes, I did notice that Michael is up and running, which is great to see. So we'll definitely flick through and have a bit of a look at how Michael's getting on a bit later through the race. As we can see, we'll jump there now to prove it's working. There he is. Michael not in the camera, not in the seat. Probably having a well-deserved pee break before we get going. Don't blame him. 250 k's around this track will take some time and will be quite a challenge.
The rumours are this is a track where during a VETS race I had to run off to the toilet in a pit stop and lost 10 positions. So I know what it's like at this track.
Of course, you said it's only a rumour, then you verified it.
Oh no. I can't remember whether it was this track or Spa, but yeah, I got the feeling it was this one.
I think this was one of the ones where I actually beat you, so yeah, it probably was this one.
Had to have been something go horribly wrong if that was the case.
Yeah, P-break. And we might just have a quick look at our championship standings as well, just to see how we're getting on. So Corey McFarlane is definitely taking full advantage of these pole positions he's been getting. He's now sitting on 1342 points. Blake Warboy's back now on 1290. Michael Whiting from Fishy, the big surprise there, sitting in third, doing really well and being Mr. Consistent, which is great to see. And then to back that up, we have Jamie Mcknight, the master himself, the People's Champion, sitting in fourth, hanging on to that lead group reasonably well. Joseph Daly driving really well. Hayden Harrison from Taipan ahead of Todd Hayne. Harrison Dengate sitting in the top 10 ahead of James Chastanow, followed by Josh Drage, starting rear of grid tonight because of some equipment issues, I believe. And he is going to be looking really good, I think, as we sort of come back down through the field. Ryan Van Ree sitting in 18th. He's an apology for this evening. Who else we got? Michael Dumbrell's back in 21st. Roy Clark back in 27th. Reg Jones back in 29th. So still a few fast boys further back, but still got a long way to go in this championship, with the boys getting a well-deserved break after tonight. And a big shout out to Martin Pearson tuning in from the UK. So we've gone international, boys. We've got international viewers now.
I was surprised he's the first international viewer.
Well, the first one I'm aware of. So big shout out to Martin. And we will, and of course Martin's supporting Nick Loveridge and Andrew Archer from the Backmarkers racing team. So those boys, Nicholas Loveridge in particular, have had a really good outing last week, so expecting big things from him tonight. So might just jump back on the quali, see where he qualified. Nicholas back in 21st, Andrew Archer back in 26th, so those boys having a good battle with that mid-pack. So it'll be interesting to see if those guys can get up the order tonight. Let's click back to the track and just have a bit of a look in general. This is really an epic circuit to be racing on. I actually quite enjoy racing here. I just find that it flows and it's quite fast and quite entertaining.
It's been in most car racing games forever, so you sort of know it back to the front as well, which really helps.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I love how we're using the World Endurance Championship corner, so in the chicane there. I think that makes it a lot more easy to drive through and also creates another passing opportunity in the V8s.
Yeah, definitely. I got in trouble last week because Reggie James said he will come up and you can pull him up for an interview during the race, and I forgot about it. Well, I was too scared after his last race at Red Bull Ring, I was too scared to try and get him up, but then he told me off, so at some stage...
Well, after the vets race at Red Bull, jumping into your chat, I was scared too.
Yeah. So he said he was on his best behaviour the whole time and didn't even drag him up, so I got in trouble, so...
We'll leave that one for you, Dave. You can drag him up when he's ready. And it looks good to see the banter boys are all in the East Coast Discord tonight.
I was a bit lost. I was looking for him. It's like, where are they? I snuck in and did a quick qualifying at Bathurst and beat my time, so I was happy with that.
Rub it in. And
yeah, absolutely.
Let's have a quick look at the grid, boys, as they start the grid up. So we have Corey McFarlane on pole with Luke Rosella beside him, Hayden Harrison in 3, Todd Hayne, Troy Maguire, Blake Warboys in 6th. 7th is Michael Whiting, Adam Hayne in 8th, Joe Daly in 9th from Sendit Simsports, Christian Smart from SSR in 10th with Logan Barnett. So I'm not sure what's happened to Jamie. Jamie might have not shown up, I think, for some reason. Logan Barnett, it's moved up to 11th, Paul Young into 12th. And as we come over the screen, we've got Chris Island from Sendit Simsports, Jamie Dyke from Fishy, James Chastanow, Hayden Dengate from WK&P, Tim Nichols up into 17th from Pecky's, Nathan Gore in 18th, Brady Baldwin in 19th from High Octane, Nicholas Loveridge in 20th. Ash Borella from WK&P in 21. Fishy Motorsports, Dave Coleman in 22. Scotty McCune from Hypersonic Racing representing, followed by Matty Brunt in 24th. And we come on to the next screen. We've got Andrew Archer and Andrew Ritchie. So the battle of the Andrews in 25 and 26. Warren Davis from PRA in 27. Matthew Munday from Fishy in 28. Toddy Martin representing Scorpion Esports. Big shout out to Mick Rush in 29th. Michael Dumbrell in 30th. Reggie James in 31st from EMU. Roy Clark from PRA in 32. Paul Hayes from Scorpion in 33, Josh Drage starting rear grid from WK&P, Damien Cairns rear grid from Taipan, and Braden O'Loughlin from Frogleap rear grid as well. So the stage has been set, boys.
Yeah, I don't know how much of the race that young Warren Davis is going to do, because he is as crooked as a dog has been for the last. Well, that's why I didn't race bets on the weekend, on Thursday night, so he's still getting over a flu and sounds terrible, so hopefully he can get through, but I wouldn't be surprised if he drops out.
I'll be interested to see how he goes. Big shout out to Daniel Norris standing there cheering on Timmy Nicol from Becky's as we're about to get going here any minute now.
Surprising to see Jamie Mcknight missing off the grid, but maybe he shot off to the US early.
There's that much water around that Sydney area. I wouldn't be surprised if he was looking for a boat to get on.
That's true, yeah, he might not be able to get home, or he might not have any electricity or internet.
And KB Jones cheering on Luke Rosella as well. KB should be racing, mate.
Have you taught your WK&P boys how to start this week after killing half the field last week?
I think it was quite simple instructions to Harrison.
Yeah, to take out 2 cars, yeah. Did well.
Yep. As we're about to go here, guys. Waiting for the lights.
Big opportunities at turn 1 on the opening lap as well, so look out, it could be on here.
Green flag, green flag.
We're away. Down into turn 1. Corey McFarlane getting off to a very good start here. Hayden Harrison keeping it out wide. Luke Rosella trying up the inside and getting the job done. A few moves and shakers. Coming through these first turns are always rather tricky as we come into the Mercedes arena. And McFarlane getting a nice little jump here on the boys. Harrison getting caught out by Rosella. Todd Hayne tucking in behind. Troy Maguire getting a good start. Warboy sitting in 6th. So it looks like our front group have gotten away quite cleanly here without too many dramas, which is great to see.
Very clean start all the way through the first, second, third corner, so that's good driving from everybody.
Very good. And Farland now out to a half a second lead. And Jamie Dyke and Harrison again go a bit further back there, battling it out. And
Big crash.
big crash there involving Matthew Munday. And we might have a quick look at the replay. We've got to take the replay and see what's back here.
That's a safety car.
That's a safety car.
Yep.
Ash Borella turned around and everyone backing into the back of that. And let's have a look what happened to Andrew Ritchie while we're on the replay. Andrew Ritchie might have just been the innocent victim here. Yep, straight in the back. Poor old Andrew.
Or Michael Dumbrell, luckily his motion sim's not that much that it flipped him out of it as he rolled over several times.
Michael Dumbrell being clipped and into the wall. Whoa! And more cars being in the background there. So that's just short of the centre S. That is a pretty epic accident, that one. As we go back to live pictures. And Richie Borella sitting down on the track there, waiting for his opportunity to pick up the leaders. Corey McFarlane can't be too far behind. And of course, we have race control. They'll be very busily looking at that, trying to work out what happened.
Yeah, that's a shame for Michael Dumbrell, who really, he made minimal contact, but he just got on the grass and ploughed into the fence and flipped over a few times.
Yeah, definitely not good at all. Last thing you want to be is be the victim of someone else's crash. So I have to agree with Steve that it definitely is a major problem. As Richie now has picked up Corey McFarlane. So I suppose this gives the guys an opportunity just to settle down, get into their rhythm a little bit. And allows us to probably have a bit of a look and just have a look at who has been the big winners and losers. So Joshy Drage is already up 10 spots, and so is Damien Cairns. So those guys starting rear of grid have definitely managed to make the most of that. Chasty's up 2 spots. Nicholas Loveridge up 2 spots. Andrew Archer's up 3 spots. Paul Hayes is up 7 spots. Darren Shannon up 9. So of course you'd definitely be in fuel safe mode with all that now. You'd be trying to hang back. I'd probably say Daniel Norris, that Tim didn't get caught up in it. Tim's still sitting where he started in 17th. So very good bit of luck with Tim there not to get caught up. Of course, that's a great looking car in front of Tim.
Paul Young's. Yeah, you're right. This Tim's car look awesome. Must be a new paint job. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like a new one. It's got the KP on the bonnet and the Becky Performance Racing down the side. Very talented man, young Tim.
We've got the safety car coming in this lap, so back to flat out racing.
Let's see if Richie can win it or bin it. Come on, Richie. Of course, Richie in the safety car. And it looks like the safety car is in safe and sound.
Boring.
Boring, yeah. There's Corey sitting back now, holding everybody up. He's off now, now we're away. We're back at it.
Oh, good jump.
That was a really good jump from Corey. Caught him napping.
Yeah, and they've definitely... Sorry, just reading the comments as we broadcast away here as we go back to green flag.
Thank you, Ben. Wow.
Well, we get paid what we get paid to broadcast this series, Ben. We've got to take as much free labour as what we can get, so the old sweatshop's working pretty hard tonight. So Corey McFarlane now getting a good jump again on everybody. Luke Rosella going with him. Hayden Harrison hanging on. Todd Hayne doing really well. Troy McGuire from Fishy and War Boys. Adam Hayne and then Joe Daly in 8th dropped off the back of this group a little bit. So definitely making their way into lap 3. Like Rosella's going to nicely just sit behind McFarlane and try and hang on for as long as he can. Away from Harrison a bit. And down the back of the pack, everyone seems to be getting reasonably well. A couple of overtakes. But Corey McFarlane at the moment setting purple sectors, as you'd expect, with the car coming off tyres.
Yeah, right, Darren Shannon is carving up the field. He's got past Roy and Warren, and now he's on the back of Andrew Ritchie. He's doing really well. He didn't get much average last week, so he's making up for it this week.
Rosella's made a mistake and he's got the right back. He's going to have to take it again, but what's this time? So I'm not sure what happened there.
He got a slow down. I'm pretty sure I heard him call it.
So with the slowdown now, that sees McFarlane now out to a 2.3 second lead, which is Hayden Harrison from Taipan sitting in second. He's got all sorts of pressure from his teammate Todd Hayden behind. All Boys is a further 1.6 seconds back from his pack. So these guys are definitely making the most now of this mistake from Luke Rosella. As Corey McFarlane just sets his best lap so far for the 1:54.47. So we're back in the next battle pack here. War Boys under pressure from Maguire. Corey went really well to hang on here. It's around the main, it's a bit further back. Further back in the pack, we have Christian Smart still in 10th spot. He hasn't made up many spots from the start. Logan Barnett still setting 11th. Chris Island's up 1 spot into 12th, and Chasty's up 2 spots into 13th. As Joe Daly just gets passed by Christian Smart, so there's a few moves happening now.
Derek Bailey just had an incident and come into the wall. But he's going again now.
A bit of a tap there as well, like it's a little haze maybe. Jared getting back going now. Doesn't see that. Go back to live pitches. So Marlon now it's well and truly jumped out. Looks like
Corey's really opened the lead up with Luke Rosella happened to slow down for that slowdown he got.
he's just got into the pits as well, so I'm not sure what's going on now.
I actually looked at his name and he had a black flag next to it, so maybe he didn't get enough slowdown and he's missed the opportunity to rectify it, and because he didn't, iRacing's given him a black flag.
That'll hurt.
That'll hurt a lot, particularly at this track. Let's have a quick look down the pack a little bit. Back in the middle, Hayden Harrison Dengate up 11 spots. He's chasing down Chris Island. He's also got a bit of a battle pack here. So behind Dengate, we've got Logan Barnett, James Chastaneff, Jamie Dyke from Fishing, and Nicholas Loveridge from Paul Young.
Derek Bailey's had another incident with Roy Clark.
So that's a great play. There too, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm sure the race control's going to pick up another one. Just stopped there, so I apologise for that, Jared. So yeah, it's battle pack here. Mind you, we've bunched up again a bit at the front now as well. So Warboy starting to catch up onto the back of Todd Hayden. Hayden Harrison leading this Taipan charge. Second and third. And Adam Hayne and Troy Maguire coming with War Boys as well. So I'm just wondering whether these two boys have been fighting amongst themselves a bit too much. Probably should be doing the team thing. I would imagine.
I'm sure the same boss will let him know about it later.
No, he's too busy letting you know about stuff in the chat. So, of course, if you are following along at home, jump in the chat. Let us know who you're following. If you're following someone, we'll try and look them up, let you know how they're getting on.
Oh, safety car.
Another one.
Actually wasn't expecting any safety cars here tonight.
No, looks like people tell him replay. Maybe it's got to do with Josh Drage. He's out of track. That looks pretty safe through the centre S. Can't see that causing a safety car. So I wonder what's caused it, please.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't quite hear which car
We've
it
got
was.
Braden O'Loughlin has stopped on the front straight.
Well, you want cameras work properly. That's Corey. So Braden O'Loughlin, no, he's just not showing up for me at the moment, so I'm not sure what's going on. SDK doing some funny things on me. Jared Bailey's, I'm not sure what's going on. Go back to Corey, let's look at the pictures there. Sure it's a safety car day? Corey's got the pits. Let's go to the pictures.
Well, it was.
There we go.
Yeah, Braden O'Loughlin's playing his engine.
Yes.
Yeah. Richard's
Oh, I
okay.
thought I
There
did
we
it
go.
again.
That's all right. That was finger trouble of myself, of my own. It's great.
Oh, so you throw it on the new guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it. Must be Dave's fault.
So McFarlane is pitted, Daly's pitted, Josh Drages in the pits as well.
This is a blessing for Luke Rosella, and who else did I think went a lap down?
Roy Clark, I'm thinking. Or
Jared Bailey.
Yeah, Jared
Yeah,
Bailey.
Yeah, but he
Might be a-
jumped into the pits.
So, of course, Michael Dumbrell managed to get a couple of passes done already, which is good to see. So, Michael flying past the boys. And just wondering whether we've got one more lap under the safety car. There's Roy Clark's coming into the pits. So these boys all enjoying a bit of a break.
It's Michael Dumbrell's drink driving at the moment.
I was just about to go back to that actually because
I don't know how you can do that.
oh, he's just put it down. It's not his usual drink that we see him drinking. He's blended juice or whatever it is. And of course, Michael in the motion rig. So when he had that rollover before, I don't think I would have wanted to have been sitting in that seat.
Fortunately, I wasn't looking at the cameras. That would have been good. Michael, can you do it again? No, I better not say that. You want to go grab Reg, mate. We'll have a quick chat to him. Okay.
Yeah, this has been a real blessing for Luke Rosella.
Yeah, it's definitely brought him back into it. Still sitting back down in 34th though. There we go, we've just busted Michael Dumbrell for the drink driving. The joys of the sim world. As the safety car heads into the pits. Let's see what Richie can do this time. As we're about to go racing again. So Hayden Harrison's now our leader after Corey McFarlane pitted. And Richie brings it back in. So Hayden Harrison coming around into the Coca-Cola curb.
Reggie's not quite ready because it's about to be the race start, so.
Yeah, that's all right. And we're away. So Hayden Harrison not quite getting the jump that McFarlane got last time. Todd Hayne hanging on. And Dwyer on the inside of War Boys. You can see a big dive happening down into here. And looks like we're all safely through. And Hayden Harrison, War Boys. So where is McFarlane? Lasky. Corey now is all the way back to 24th, so interesting to see if this early stop pays off for him.
Yeah, it's an interesting call from Corey to pit onto that safety car when we're not so far into the race, but he's just about to make two places in one go here.
Maybe he was bored up in front, so thought he'd make it interesting for himself.
More interesting for us as he gets his way around. As he just gets past Nathan Gore, which is one of his teammates. Nice. Nice kid. Hayden Harrison. Race control at my mate, so you don't get that opportunity. Way to go. Without Ben watching us anyway.
He should be working. Unbelievable.
I'll just jump up the front, have a look at what's going on there, so you can see it's still a very tight battle. Hayden Harrison pulling away a little bit. All boys keeping the pressure on Hayden. And say Dwyer keeping the pressure on all boys. Darrell's had enough. Why don't you go back and replay?
That made replay.
Dive on the inside. Quite getting pulled up. Oh no! Didn't see that coming. Poor Michael. Michael Dumbrell might have missed his braking marker there. Race control will be busy looking at that one again.
Corey McFarlane made 4 spots on that previous lap, so I'm guessing the fresh rubber and the call to pit was a pretty good one.
Looks like it. He's doing really well. He's up in the 19th. Sector and sector 5. He's still driving reasonably well. Good life into the People's Champion, Jamie Mcknight. He's not in this tonight. The other bloke who's not with us tonight is Nathan Brown. So Nathan, he's telling me he's at soccer. I've heard other rumours. There was a vacuum cleaner accident that Nathan was involved in, and he's got his pinky finger back in a cast. So of course Nathan's not here to
Defend himself.
Yep.
Or refute the allegations.
Absolutely. Blake hasn't got his camera going. There's a new vacuum cleaner sitting behind him. He's going early to see. And Hayden Harrison, our race leader. Todd Hayden, Blake Ball boys. We've got a drive-through penalty for car 55.
That was that incident with Warren earlier that we looked at.
Yep. Yep, I'd take that. As we're on lap 10 of 50, so still a long way to go in this race. So Corey now up to the 18th. Let's jump back on Corey. Seems to be working his way through this field here. Championship leader. Showing some good pace.
Well, if what we heard earlier about tyre wear being an issue and he's pitted and got fresh tyres, it's no surprise that on lap 10, where everybody's tyres are 10 laps old and these are 2 lap old, he's making ground.
He's just picking them off. Like Ben says, Mcknight style.
Both ball boys at WK&P in third, and then Adam Haynes dropped 2.5 seconds further back. And he's under pressure from Fishing Sports with Fishing Christian Smart from SSR as well as way up. So then go to the top 10 and 8th. James Justin FC
And Daniel Norris is asking how Josh is going.
Daniel's asking how Josh. And Josh Drage. He's sitting back in
31st. The one thing I noticed with that on-board lap with Corey was how very few steering wheel corrections he had to make. He's driving very, very smoothly.
Definitely a form driver at the moment, isn't it?
Putting the car in all the right spots, minimal wheel movement, doing a great job. We've got someone off at the end of the front straight.
Looks like it was Todd Martin, I think. No, it's
Ben Anthony said panel.
not sure what's going on.
I think it was Joe Daly.
So it was Joe Daly. What about now, guys? Can you hear us? And it must have been Joe Daly that did that. And up front, we've still got the top 3 cars. Blake Warboy's doing really well. And I can't say we only hear one of us now, so I'm not sure what's happened to the other guys. Just some settings it must have changed somewhere, but nothing should have changed.
Could be the difference between YouTube and Facebook.
Nah, because Johnny stuffs up Facebook as well, so it's this $1 million computer.
I'll just turn the in-game down a bit, so hopefully that's a bit better. And keep that one up as well. And these boys should be a bit louder.
Is this where I start yelling?
Yeah, pretty much. And Hayden Harrison still is our race leader. And have a quick look at what's going on. And Hayden Harrison is ahead of Todd Hayne. His teammate Warboy's sitting in the back of this train here in third. And as we were saying before, Adam Haynes dropped 4 seconds further back. And he's now under pressure from Troy Maguire, Michael Whiting, Christian Smart, and Harrison Dengate now hanging onto the back of this group as well. So Harrison doing really well to be getting into the battle.
Speaking of
Corey
Harrison,
McFarlane up to 12th already.
What was that, Dave?
so speaking of Harrison, I haven't seen Mary on yet. Is it Mary? It is Mary, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's Mary. We've probably... There we go. Yeah, I've probably confused it by going to YouTube. Sorry, Harrison. Yeah, the link was in Facebook, so hopefully she might have worked that out from there. And we must be getting close to some pit stops shortly. We do know that Corey McFarlane's already stopped, as he's already into 11th now, knocking on the door, getting into the top 10. And he's doing really quite well in the sense that he's probably not that far behind the race leaders now.
Scotty McKeon's done well, 23rd to 16th, sitting behind Paul Young.
Yeah, Scotty's done
So
really well.
second,
Where's
isn't it?
Scotty? Is Scotty here? And someone just
As
gave
Paul
him
Young drives into the pits
a little bit
in
camera
the
shy.
vehicle finance solutions Commodore. There you go, Paul. There's some free advertising, buddy.
So Scotty
Check
McKeon.
that'll be in the mail.
And of course Scotty McKeon doing really well here. With Bradley Ball and Brady Baldwin behind him as he chases down Nicholas Loveridge in front of him. And we keep working our way through. Might have a quick look a bit further down the pack. Now Matthew Brunt doing reasonably well. So another one of the Synergy boys. I can't remember if Matthew's done one with us before or not, but he's doing really good tonight. It's up one spot. Damien Cairns behind, started really good. He's up 11 spots in the 24th. Darren Shannon's up 10 spots in the 27th, so it's a great drive from Darren. And I'll just have a quick jump back. Josh.
So Darren was escorted off the track a little while ago. At the same time, Reggie had his incident, and I can't remember who it was, but they readdressed it. So Darren's doing really well.
Joshy Drage is up 5 spots, chasing down Matthew Mundy. And up towards the front, Chastity is up 6 spots to get into the top 10. And the other big mover up the front is Harrison Dengate, up 8 spots to be sitting 8th. And looking at that, he's starting to latch on to a battle between Michael Whiting and Christian Smart. So I'd probably say a few of these boys are probably getting to the end of their tyre life.
I think we need a competition caution every 10 laps in this race. They're so spread out.
Corey McFarlane up into 9th place or 10th place, just 10 seconds off the lead. So, you know, I'm thinking maybe that pit stop has possibly saved him the fact that he's going to have to do any fuel saving, and he might be able to just run flat out to the flag with his next pit stop. So, looks like it was a good decision.
The old early or late, but you know, you're always crazy not to pit under a safety car if you can, but I suppose pit from the lead is another story again.
Yeah, it's a big risk because you're putting yourself back in the pack, and well, you know, you're at the mercy of everybody doing the right thing around you and not making mistakes, and you're getting caught up in somebody else's accident. So it was a big gamble, and it's looking at this stage it may pay off.
Yeah, definitely looking like that. Big shout out to Mary Partridge out there watching us. Sorry we made it confusing switching to YouTube, but it's good to see you here cheering Harrison on. Harrison at the moment is sitting in 8th, doing really well. So he's got to be consistent, keep out of trouble, and he might be on some good points tonight.
Thank God Mary's watching. I was about to turn off and go out. So if our number one fan's not watching. Sorry, Harrison's number one fan's not watching. I'm out of here, but no, we can continue on, boys. It's all good.
Onwards and upwards, Dave.
That's it.
Of course, made the switch to YouTube because a lot of the drivers feel that we get a better broadcast and a better looking production. Of course, Dave thinks a better looking production would mean I had webcams on him, but that's another story.
I've got my webcam there. Probably don't want to see it though.
And let's jump back up the front. They're still very tightly bunched between Hayden Harrison and Blake Warboys, which has allowed Todd Hayne to get away a little bit. So I'd say Hayden's dropped back there. We might have missed that, guys.
Are we going to see the webcam from the horse, Dave? Or?
Here it is. Since you've asked, Mark. There you go. Up, up, and over.
Yeah. That was pretty much how it was.
Oh, dearie me. Every week, I find a new GIF. It keeps me entertained.
That's the thing. I think I've made a lot of people happy by that.
So, Corey
It's not
McFarlane.
quite how it went, but the right colour horse.
Corey McFarlane has now made his way past James Chastaneuf, so that gap is closing even more as he now hunts down Hayden Harrison Dengate, who's 3 seconds in front of him.
I think as Corey comes across these top 10 guys, he won't have it as easy as he had it through the rest of the field though. That took him a good solid lap and a bit to get past Justy.
But he has got the benefit of pitting on lap 8, was it?
Yeah, I think it was lap 8.
So he's got plenty of time in hand when he goes to fuel the car.
That's right. And Luke Rosella, of course, was in on lap 4. So he's managed to fight his way back up to 16th after that early incident.
That's good driving from Luke as well.
Of course, these boys would all be gearing up for Scops coming up. Second round of Scops.
And where are Scops racing at? What track are we at?
Red Bull Ring, I think.
Red Bull Ring, yeah. Which will be rather interesting. Very difficult track to pass, so it'll be very interesting to watch the best of the best race around on that one.
No, I'm not racing it. Oh, sorry.
Jordan Ross certainly didn't have that issue last week.
No, definitely. Of course, Dave, I haven't seen the spreadsheet, mate, but what's happened with the unofficial champion of Split 2? Who won that one?
Actually have a look, but I at a guess I would say it was Scotty Weston. But I'm only guessing. I think he had it in the bag pretty much.
I thought you were guessing last season when you won it.
It's pure skill. Ben didn't like it that I might win it again, so he's changed all the rules this upcoming season.
Yep. No longer will there be an unofficial champion of Split 2.
I consider myself still the champion. That's what my mum says anyway.
That's all that matters, Dave. What do you think?
Exactly right.
So Toddy Hayne up front, still second clear of Hayden Harrison. The War Boys keeping him quite honest. As that looks like Adam Hayne's starting to come into the back of this battle now. McFarlane still sitting in 8th. He's still a little bit back on Dengate, and Dengate is caught up to the back of Christian Smart now. We can see Corey McFarlane working in the background, a further two and a bit seconds behind. Matthew Monday's into the pits. So only 19 laps down to 50 laps here, so it's still a long way to go in this race. It's a track where you're working quite hard, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of fatigue kicking towards the end.
Any idea of fuel burn on this track, boys?
No, I'm not sure.
To be honest, Dave, I did everything else but that one for my homework this week.
I'm just looking if I've got something on one of my spreadsheets here.
So it's going to the legendary power.
Of course I don't. I don't have it. I was a bit slack.
You're always a bit slack. And yeah, we've still got some battles. So War Boys definitely a bit loose there behind. As Adam Hayden was putting the pressure on, but getting a bit loose there coming out of the corner as we go through the Mercedes arena. Just jump forward and have a look. Here he is chasing down Hayden Harrison in front. Ash Barella's in the pits at the moment.
Todd Hayne doing a great job out front, setting good lap times. So if fingers crossed he's on for a good race tonight.
Must be something about the number 94. Brunt and 94 and Corey McFarlane hunting everyone down in the 094. Johnny will go from 515 to 94 now, thinks that will work.
No, I quite like 515. So we might just have a quick look at how McFarlane's going now. He's definitely caught right up to the back of Dengate. So of course McFarlane with the newer tyres. As well. Josh Rage is in the pits, so we're starting to see a few guys go early.
Nathan Gore just had an incident.
Let's quickly jump on that and have a quick look. Alright, well, let's stay here actually. I reckon Corey's going to line Harrison up coming down into the corner.
Yes, because Mary's going to want to watch that.
Nicely getting the job done. Let's quickly go back, have a look what happened to Nathan Gore on the tailor-made replay.
Looks like he just got a touch in the rear panel by
Just sharpen that, so that's it. Managed to keep it going now. As McFarlane now starts to hunt down Christian Smart. Troy Maguire still under a fair bit of pressure from his teammate behind, Michael Whiting. And Blake Warboys is now under pressure from Adam Haynes. So I'm not sure what's happened to Blake. He's dropped off the back of Hayden Harrison. There's still a few epic battles there. And just let everyone else know that Loveridge, Barnett and Baldwin are all in the pits at the moment. It's interesting to see now how far these boys can go, but McFarlane definitely starting to hunt them down. So just remind everybody at home, McFarlane pitted on lap 6 under the safety car, and his tyres are 6 laps newer or fresher than everyone else in front of him. So he's definitely going to be in a situation where he can hunt these boys down.
Matthew Brunt just been given a drive-through penalty.
Not sure what that was for. We're just going to...
That was for the previous contact.
And we might just have a quick look. Roy Clark's had an incident. So he's one of all the PRA boys at home. And Roy just coming in a bit hot into the first corner. Whereas Hayden Harrison has jumped into the pits. And so is Jamie Dight, Scotty McCune. Timmy Nichols is in now. So Todd Hayne is our race leader. From Blake Warboys, who's under all sorts of pressure from Adam Hayne. So you might say Warboys is in a Hayne sandwich.
You Barney is that one, haven't you?
Someone's got to provide the comic relief, Dave. Let's have a quick look. A few other battles. Christian Smart is still keeping the pressure on. Michael White.
David Coleman's just dropped out. Internet issues. And it looks of it. So that's a shame. He was up in 14th.
He was doing very well.
Ah.
So very
27th.
disappointed with that.
Yeah.
And the other one who's worth mentioning is Andrew Archer's up 13 spots. So that's a great drive from Andrew. And Damien Cairns from Taipan, he's up 22 spots. Andrew Ritchie, he's up 11 spots in 15th. Roy Clark is up 16 spots in 16th, bearing in mind that these boys probably haven't stopped yet.
got Christian Smart, Adam Hayne, Todd Hayne, and Troy Maguire, Harrison Dengate all pitting, so they're just shy of being able to get through the race by the look of it.
Yeah, bearing in mind we have the 2 safety cars though.
Oh, so that's going to be a little splash and dash at the end, which of course Corey's already done.
That's right, so we can see why Corey did what he did.
Yep, and of course Corey McFarlane now moves into 3rd. So definitely got some interesting things still to play out in this race. So War Boys, we heard him before when we were on board coming down into the Dunlop curve. He was doing a lot of fuel saving, so this is probably why he's gone a little bit longer than the others. Chastity comes out in the 17th. Adam Hayne has come back out in 11th. Todd Hayne's come back out in 8th. So of course, the only 2 not to stop was War Boys and Whiting. So it'll be interesting to see how far War Boys can push it.
It'd be nice to be able to see it if he fixed his webcam.
I know. I know.
Nado's hit it with the vacuum cleaner, hasn't he?
Yep, that's what I reckon. So War Boys into the pits. Whiting follows into the pits as well, which now means we have a new race leader, Corey McFarlane.
Who hasn't pitted yet, has anyone?
Everyone's pitted now. They were the last 2 not to pit. So Corey McFarlane now has a 9-second lead from Luke Rosella. Of course, Luke was the other one that pitted early in that incident there. So there's our pit strategies. War Boys and Whiting still waiting to come back out. Damien Cairns done really well. He pitted again under that safety car with Daly and Ritchie. So looks like those that pitted for the safety car have done quite well. So let's have a quick look. There's been an incident that might be worth having a look at, Dave. Andrew, Reggie James is our tailor-made replay. What's Reg done? Disappeared, came back, disappeared, and gone. So
Shame internet issues, is it?
it might be. Might just be that, hope not. I do know, talking with Harrison Dengate earlier, that there are a few gremlins in the wet system around that part of Sydney, so we might just recap after these stops have all happened. So Corey McFarlane is in 1st. Luke Rosella is sitting in 2nd. He's 9 seconds behind McFarlane. Damien Cairns sitting in 3rd, up 32 spots from Taipan Esports. Joe Daly, he's from Senate Sim Sport. Joe sitting in 4th. He's up 5 spots. Andrew Ritchie sitting up 21 spots in 5th. So that's a great drive from Andrew Ritchie, of course.
At the end of that. He pitted lap 4, I think, on that safety car.
Lap 6, I think.
Lap 6.
Strategy board. Lap 6.
Yep.
Yep.
Luke Rosella in the pits right now, so I think his earlier pit stop was from a iRacing issued black flag. It wasn't for a strategy call.
Okay, fair enough. You've done well to push that far through anyway before that stop. And we were saying before, Andrew Ritchie up 22 spots. So Andrew Ritchie, of course, James Chastaneff, Scott's teammate.
He's in 5th now. God, we're not going to hear the end of that.
Todd Hayne is in 5th, so Todd just passes Joe Daly. And Hayden Harrison sitting back in 5th, so he's trying to chase down his teammate Todd. Blake Warboys presumes back in that battle in 6th spot, with Adam Hayne back behind him. And Christian Smart a further spot back in 8th. Michael Whiting in 9th. Paul Young has worked his way back up to 10th. Under all sorts of pressure from Harrison Dengate. That's a great drive from Paul to get back into the top 10. And Roy Clark sitting in 12th.
Yeah, he just had a bit of an incident with Troy Maguire just rubbing some panels. Troy's called it in, so we'll see what happens.
So, of course, Roy Clark pitted on lap 6 as well. So, interesting to start to see some of these boys come in for their next stop soon. I'm not soon, sorry. We'll see how far these boys can go. Where everyone else sort of went 21 to 23 laps. Mark Farland's already done 19. Oh, there goes Roy now. Spun again. And as I was saying, McFarlane's done 19 laps in these tyres already. Everyone else has sort of gone 22 to 23 laps. So I'd imagine McFarlane will be in the next 3 to 4 laps. And preparing himself for the final stint, which will make it rather interesting to see how he goes with everyone else doing the short stop.
Oh, Mary's in trouble with Darren Dengate now. In the chat.
Yep. It's good to see Darren's on, cheering on Harrison. Sorry for the confusion, Darren. Switching to YouTube. So this is a great little battle pack we got here. As Hayden Harrison sticks it up the inside of Andrew Ritchie. Warboy's now having a look on the inside. Another one passed, and looks like Adam Hayne's going to go as well. So those older tyres of Andrew Ritchie's not really paying off at the moment.
The important thing is that you got all that on the coverage. Brilliant. That'll be used later in the week.
Don't want to know what you want to use that for.
In the Vehicle Finance Solutions EMU Commodore there.
Mm.
Oh, Paul's going to be paying me a fortune, isn't he? All this advertising I'm giving him.
Hayden. So Hayden Harrison sitting in 4th place. Under all sorts of pressure from Blake Warboys, our last season's championship winner. So it's a good little battle pack here between the two Taipan Esports cars and the WK&P entry from Warboys. So Warboys having a look down the inside, goes the big dive, gets the job done. Not quite. This is some great side-by-side driving as we go through the Mercedes arena. Oh.
Little tap.
Light flashing. Blake not happy, obviously.
That's a typical WK&P car. Maneuver that one. Flash the lights. Oh, there's a blue one too.
I was just saying hello, Dave.
Yeah.
And let's have a look how Michael Dumbrell's getting on. So Michael is sitting in 28th. And we might just jump on the cam and have a good look how Michael's getting on there as he comes around the Coca-Cola curve. Head down the start-finish straight. Car's a little bit
Car's
damaged.
looking a little bit second hand.
I'm surprised that obviously the fast repair fixed the scrapes on the roof from earlier.
Yeah, but didn't Didn't help the misbraking on poor Warren earlier too.
Nah, it didn't. I don't think. But it's good to see getting a few of the boys now getting their cams up and running. Blake did have his going earlier, but it stopped at race start. If any of the drivers out there who do have a cam, feel free to let me know and we can get you on the broadcast.
Corey McFarlane's in the pits.
And Damien Cairns taking the race lead. So McFarlane on 28, so that means he's got to push it out 22 laps. So that'll make it rather interesting, I think, in terms of getting home. Let's just go to the pit strategies. And we'll just get rid of Michael. So most guys, Christian Smart were getting 22 laps, so that's about right.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there's another, it'll be tight, but he's got enough pace to be able to fuel save it.
Absolutely.
I think he's judged this perfectly.
But Damien Cairns, of course, started rear of grid, sitting up in P1, so that's a good effort from him. Of course, he'll be due for a stop in a lap's time as well.
Not the first time we've seen Damien do this sort of thing. We've seen him do this in vets where he's done an alternate fuel strategy and come off with a great result.
John doesn't get to see that at the back of split 2.
We'll see if I'm still there next season, though.
Oh, some fast guys for vets this season.
Not wrong. And let's have a quick look. Warren Davis has been involved in something, so I'll go to the replay. There's another one coming down in the main straightaway. There goes one. Warren's going to go bang. And Anthony Monday and Warren continue on. So interesting to see if race control have anything to say about that one. As Damien Cairns is in the pits, taking the race lead now over to Todd Hayne. So Todd, of course, was battling earlier with Hayden Harrison and Warboys, so he's managed to pull out 5 seconds on Harrison. Warboys and Harrison going side by side again. Except this time we've mirrored the positions. And it looks like Adam Haynes coming in for a bit of a look here as well. So about to see if there's any team orders here. What have you been saying to these boys, Ben? Don't bend it or race. I can hear Ben on the I can hear Ben in Discord now going off to 21.
Yeah, but who's 2 and who's 1?
That's what Weber was trying to work out, wasn't it? As Wallboy's getting the job done there, past Hayden Harrison. And Corey McFarlane's now already on the back of this pack anyway, so it's very interesting to see how Corey goes with the much fresher rubber again. Okay. So race control is tonight, no further action between car 63 and 21 and lap 25.
I think I overheard him race control say that neither car gave racing room. I heard it correctly. Nice pass.
Of course, that's another interesting topic we might bring up to discuss. Get both Mark and Dave. We're actually going to, I think it's race control 24/7. Vets this season coming up, so it's going to be a dramatic change of race control. How do you reckon that's going to go down with most people?
It'll be interesting. Thank God we get rid of that Ash Barella. God, he's terrible, isn't he? Just kidding, Ash. It'll be interesting to see what people can get away with. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well,
Race control's done a brilliant job, I must say that. But yeah, it'll be good.
I think that most drivers want out of race control is consistency. If you get consistency in the calls, then nobody really has an issue to complain. it's drivers complain when there's inconsistent calls, which I must say we've been pretty lucky in bets that we haven't had. So, but it will be interesting how they interpret the rule book and how much latitude they give drivers in terms of Rubbing's racing.
It will be interesting. I had my first introduction, you might call it, to the boys on Sunday night in the NTE series. Something I thought I'd try another series for a bit of fun. And just, yeah, it's just interesting when you've got different people making judgments and making comments. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes with vets.
I thought you were going to say they'd come down to Albury Wodonga for a while there. I was going to say, oh my god, not another one.
No.
Because you hadn't mentioned Albury for a while, so I thought I'd better do it for you.
Thanks, Dave.
Haven't had go-karts either for a while.
I think with the race control, as long as you've got the same people in race control for the season, then, you know, hopefully the calls should be pretty consistent.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for, I think. It's the same person and the consistency of that. As Blake Warboys now starting to be hunted down by Corey McFarlane, so he's only half a second up the road. So of course Corey field to the end with Warboys and Co still having to make a stop. And we might just go
Frightening, isn't it?
It is. We might just go back a little bit and have a look at Christian Smart. Christian Smart is battling away with Michael Whiting. Harrison Dengate hanging on to the back of Christian here. Luke Rosella is sitting in ninth. He's only further 2 seconds back. Ash Barella is in the pits again. So not sure what the story is there.
Michael Whiting proving what a smart racer is by just aiming to be as consistent as possible every race, not trying to throw anything away, and when you look at his championship standing, it's a very smart play.
Oh, absolutely. The Fishy team's been around for a fair while and he's showing a fair bit of nous with maturity. And we might just go back, have a little bit further back. James Chastanoof, he's hunting down Troy Maguire. And we'll go have a look for another close pack here. Got Brady Baldwin, and he's hunting down Timmy Nichols. So Timmy's sitting in 17th.
Started in 17th.
Yep, started 17th, still where he started. And Darren Shannon is in 17th, up in 20th, up 17 spots. Another battle pack, Warren Davis is in 24th. And the next battle pack we've got is Damien Cairns. That's not quite right. He's chasing down Michael Dumbrell. So the boys are definitely starting to spread out a little bit here. As Hayden Harrison is under all sorts of pressure from Adam Hain now. So after the initial flurry of 2 early safety cars, Todd Hain has got a 5-second lead from Corey McFarlane, who pitted earlier. It's field to the end. Haynes has still got a pit. Warboys has got a pit, and so has Harrison. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we go in terms of when these guys come in for their splash and dash. Do you go for the undercut and try and go long? Or you try and go as long as you can and hope to save enough fuel?
I think the boys at the front will be going as long as they can, hoping for maybe some fatigue to set in somewhere and somebody makes a mistake and brings a safety car out. I think what you'll see is most of them all pit together. Once one goes, they'll all go.
chasing somebody. I'll try not to give them. So Tony Martin getting a little bit of a tap there as a lapped car. So hopefully that didn't cause too much damage to the Type Esports entry.
John, I know Harrison Dengate moved to some new sim equipment. Any feedback on how he's enjoying it?
I think he's still getting used to it. I think he's still trying to work his way around the equipment and around the software. I think we've seen a little bit of improvement in his driving already. It's sort of coming in tonight. He's sort of still trying to work out how to adjust his LED lights and things like that. So I know for myself, but I've got to remember he's half my age, probably more than half my age, less than half my age. It won't take him long to work it out. And Jamie Dyke from Fisher's had an incident, so we'll have a quick look and see what happened to Jamie. Tailor made rear. So Jamie looks like she's got a little bit loose coming into the turn. And I'd say his tyres are a bit shot. And around we go. Stays out everyone's way, which is good to see.
Use some of that fatigue or lack of concentration.
Absolutely. We said it'd start to set in after lap 30. Yeah, Harrison's a pretty unique little driver, Mark, in the sense of the equipment that he was using. So with his new gear, I'm going to be keen to see how well he can grapple it, and then once he gets comfortable with it, I think he'll be keeping the pressure on the likes of Blake quite well.
Yeah, I've got no doubt we'll see a steady improvement in his results. There's no doubt, like, you know, the higher end equipment does yield good results, especially in the steering units, like the wheel units. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how he progresses with it.
Yeah, like Darren's in there saying he's getting his head around it. It's a lot different than Logitech. Yeah, it's way different.
All young and James Chestnut have just dived into the pits.
And Nicholas Loveridge has gone with him.
Which is a shame because they're having a really good battle with McGuire. I was about to say get on to this and then bang, they're in the pits. Thanks for that, guys.
No worries. What was I going to say? I was going to say, like, I know for myself it took me a long time to get used to it, and then it really wasn't until I sat down with Christian and had a quick chat, changed a whole heap of settings, and then another chat with Vargs about it, and changed some things a little bit more. That I've sort of started to get my head around it, if you know what I mean.
Really?
Yeah.
Not showing yet. Or is that you good? Wow.
No, I'm getting better, I said. I didn't say I was good.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the equipment. It's not just a case of plugging it in and driving away. There's lots of little things you can adjust to get the feel you want out of the wheel.
Oh, that's right. It's not just the wheel. It's the adjustments you start to get into the pedals. It's getting that right feel to be comfortable, and you know what's comfortable for me is not going to be comfortable for, say, Dave Baldock. So it just takes time.
Yeah, a lot of personal preferential feeling with a lot of things.
And we'll just have a quick look at what's happened to Ash Barella on the tailor-made replay. Another one coming out of the pits with cold tyres, I think. And what means trying to stay out of the way of the boys coming back on. Nice to see, showing a little bit of respect. As we go back to live pictures. Hayden Harrison is still now under all sorts of pressure from Michael Whiting behind. And after those last couple of pit stops there, Chastity's back in 14th, Andrew Archer's in 15th. So we've still got 15 laps to go. Interesting to see if we start to see some pit stops come in to mix the strategy up a little bit.
Yeah. Just keeping an eye on lap times between Todd Hayne and Corey McFarlane. As we know, Corey's should be pretty much fueled to the end. And Todd's probably trying to drive to a number now.
I'd say that would be the game plan, I think. So the other two Taipan Esports cars go in. So Adam Hayne has entered the pits. So that War Boys, he's trying to chase down McFarlane. And the other battle pack we really have is Christian Smart, who's still being chased down by Luke Rosella. So it's been a great recovery from Luke. Now sitting up in 5th spot.
Yeah, that is a good recovery when it looked like he was going to be a lap down and well and truly out of everything, and then that safety car kind of really saved his bacon.
Running's done really well. And of course, Corey McFarlane fueled to the end. So I think that's pretty much a lay down there. Then I'll say the next bloke after that will be Luke Rosella. He'll be needing a splash and dash as well though. So really, suspension's now building up for this next stop. Who's saved fuel? Who's going to make up time coming in and out of the pits? So we could still have a bit of a shake-up of the order here.
Every time we go into a battle, they've gone into the pits. Darren Shannon's in the pits now.
Scotty McKeon is chasing down. He's got Todd Martin in front of him, but Todd's a lap down. And Michael Whiting and Christian Smart now have gone into the pits. So you can already see Christian right on the back of Michael Whiting there. So he's already made up a little bit of ground coming in. Todd Hayne, our race leader. He's 3 seconds now ahead of Corey McFarlane. He's 1.6 seconds ahead of War Boys. He was 6 seconds ahead of Rosella. Dengate a further second back. Then Maguire 6 seconds back after that. So we're starting to see a bit of a shake-up. So further back in the field, Logan Barnett and Reg James have pitted as well.
Yeah, Reg James, I think his night's over. He's been in the pits for 12 laps now.
No, he's definitely got time to come up and talk to us now.
If he's been in the pits for that long, I'm not going down to speak to him. Something's gone horribly wrong, I think.
After the other week in vets, I don't blame you. So, Corey McFarlane. It's definitely starting to hunt him down. It's now down to 2.6 seconds. So we're just waiting here. I'll bring pit strategy up again. So you can see McFarlane's already got his 2 stops done. Adam Hayne is 14 laps in on these tyres.
Todd goes into the pits.
So it's War Boys. I think that was. Yep, Toddy's in. War Boys is in. So that means Corey McFarlane takes over the race lead.
It's
Like-
just going to see how many people he can lap.
Pretty much. That was a great call from you earlier, Mark. If one goes in, you all go in. So we've basically seen Todd Haynes, Warboys, Dengate and Maguire all head into the pits. Of course, Luke Rosella now moves into second. We assume that first stop was for a black flag, which means he's still got a pit again. And Adam Hayne was the earlier one that pitted with Hayden Harrison in that battle pack before. So we might just jump on that for a minute to see how he's getting on. So he's circulating around, and last lap was a 154.83. So we're really looking now to see where the boys come out in the pack here.
What they need now is a safety car so they can take advantage of these fresh tyres if the pack closes up, but I'm sure Corey McFarlane is wanting the exact opposite to that.
It would be good for us, but it'd be horrible for Corey. All that effort, all that work, all that strategy, it's thrown out the window.
Well, it was a brave call though to go in early like he did. So
Some people say that's motor racing.
Well, I applaud him for... Oh no, Corey's going in the pits. That's an interesting move.
just probably doesn't want to leave himself stranded. Luke Rosella's in as well. So Todd Hayne. So look where Todd's on the track. So Todd coming up.
I mean, fresh tyres, I imagine Todd's going to be able to retake the lead here. Although Corey should have a pretty short fuel stop, I would imagine.
About 10 seconds. It was up on the jack score.
McFarlane's rolling out, so he's still going to hang on to it, I think. As he comes out just behind Ash Barella. He keeps out of the way and laps back very nicely. So he's still got a 2.8 second lead over Todd Hayne. He's pitted 2 laps later, so he's probably got the tyres now. Anyway, so it takes that out of the equation. So we sort of shape up for a little bit of a battle. And Ash, so we'll be getting out of people's way, so we'll leave that one alone.
It was interesting there. It just goes to show you how much he rolled the dice on that first pit stop.
Definitely a ballsy move.
Oh, I guess we'll get to ask him what his strategy was now. If it keeps going the way it is. Chastity's back up to 10th.
So where is Chastity? So Chastity's under all sorts of pressure still from Troy Maguire from Fishy Motorsports. So Troy's done really well tonight. They're hanging around in the top 10.
I think they've been fighting a fair bit of the race.
And Chastity's done quite well. Chastity, of course, up 6 spots. So they should be pretty happy with that.
In the Locked On iRacing podcast, Emu Sim Racing Mustang with the Bay 21 on the bonnet.
Oh, Maguire having a look. Didn't miss one there, did you, Dave?
Got all of their sponsors for him.
So have a quick look. Andrew Archer, of course, from back door. He's diving into the pits well. Andrew was up 13 spots before his pit stop. Scotty McCune hunting down Paul Young in front of him. So these guys having a good battle here. This is a nice little battle between Paul and Scotty.
Rory just got Chastity as well.
2 of the fast boys in vets. Paul getting the job done here, I think. And so we'll see Andrew Archer's pitted, as we said. Paul Young. Don't jump back on Troy Maguire. He's still keeping the pressure on Christian Smart in front of him. So the WK&P car being lapped, getting out of the way. Good to see. Good driver etiquette. So the only other real battle we've got is Adam Hayne and Luke Rosella. So Luke Rosella's come out in 6 spots. So that's a good recovery for Luke. Still down 4 spots from where he started, but he's basically hanging on to the pack here. So the safety car still would be quite interesting. So Luke, you're looking for the pass on the outside. Trying to get it done. And pulls in front and does. That's a great pass from Luke. Slightly fresher tyres than Adam Hayne too.
Just wondering if Adam Hayne got a slow down there, because it seemed like Luke made an awful lot of ground quickly.
Might have been Don skimping on the engines in the Taipan cars.
I heard he spent all the money getting you into the commentary box, Dave.
Ah.
So of course Adam doing really well tonight. It's good to see Adam up in 6th. And Michael Whiting is the next target for Luke Rosella. So you see Luke starting to catch up and latch onto the back of him.
What was Corey McFarlane's last lap time?
His last lap time was a 1:54.22.
As I heard Tim Nichols say something about those lap times are ridiculous, Corey. So even the other drivers can appreciate his speed, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely in form. Doing an amazing job at the moment. He's Corey McFarlane.
Scops, didn't he?
Yeah, he's doing Scops. He did qualify split 1 for the last round of Scops, but it was round 1 of the Golden Power go-karting series. Could have been Dave. And I think, out of memory, talking with the nephews, I think this weekend is the next round of Golden Power, or the weekend after, I'm not sure.
Yeah, looking at them lap times, so Corey, Blake and Luke Rosella, Blake Warby's, Luke Rosella, all in the 54s on that previous lap.
They're all doing very quick times. Of course, Luke Rosella now getting past Michael Whiting. Next target up the road's War Boys. They're definitely showing some pace, mind you. Whiting fighting back a bit here. And Rosella getting the job done. Ben Anthony saying we don't Super 3 motors unlike you, Bulldog. And we might just jump up, see where War Boys is. War Boys is sitting 1.4 seconds back from Todd Hayne. And Rosella's 4.5 seconds behind him. So with 8 laps to go, it'll be interesting to see how much Luke can make an indent on War Boys and see if he can get himself into the top 3. And Adam Hayne and Michael Whiting now are still fairly close together. And we're talking 0.6 of a second, so still a little bit of a battle going on here with these 3. Just go. Let's keep up the road. So Luke's sort of pulling away a little bit. And we might just have a bit of a look at Hard Charger as well. Damien Cairns is up 16 spots in 19th. And Andrew Ritchie is up 10 spots in 16th. Scotty McKeon is up 10 spots in 13th. So 2 great drives for those guys.
And an honourable mention to Darren Shannon, up 15 spots.
There's Darren on the side. Yeah. I'm surprised Dave can correct me. So Adam Hayne sitting back in 6th spot, second behind Michael Whiting. So these boys starting to spread out a little bit again now. Hayden Harrison just getting past Christian Smart behind these guys. Definitely a tough part of the track to go too wide. Hayden getting a little bit loose, allowing Christian to come through. It's a great little battle between these two guys all night, to be honest. Well, most of the night. And of course our only other little battle pack we've got going on track at the moment is between Scotty McKeon and Paul Young. So these two guys are still fighting it out. And Luke Rosella now, he's got himself up on, he's made up a second on War Boys already, so he's closing in. So it's going to be rather interesting to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, well, Luke with a 55 dead the previous lap, and Blake on a 55.6, so half a second in that.
Yeah, well, Scotty McKeon's found some speed over the last couple of seasons. Definitely improved heaps.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself. I think he spent a bit of time with Jamie there a couple of seasons back, and I think he's reaped the benefits of the hard work he's done with Jamie, I think.
And he upgraded his rig recently as well, got a beautiful looking rig, and yeah, he's driving really well, Scott.
New South Wales sprint champion in his own right. So it does do a fair bit of racing on track. Where is he? Jump on the man from Hypersonic Racing.
He's having a ding-dong battle with Paul Young at the moment.
Great to see.
Yeah, he's always calm behind the wheel.
Someone puffing smoke in front of him.
That'll be PRA's Roy Clark, I think.
Not Roy. And Christian's still ahead of Hayden.
Believe it or not, Roy's not the Banter Alliance punching bag. That's Andrew Ritchie. He's the one that copped it all.
So Roy jumped down on Roy. Roy's in a bit of a battle here with Toddy Martin. So Toddy from Scorpion Esports. Good to see those boys represent in the series here. So Paul Hayes as well from Scorpion. Roy going the big move up the inside, getting the job done.
Nice move, actually.
Oh, and a tap from behind.
Oh, no.
Fence. Oh, no.
It's bad enough you get taken and then the leaders.
Probably got lap traffic coming through, or when you are the lap traffic, sorry. Could be worse. You could be being taken out by a car that's a lap down. Not a great experience, that one.
Yes. I had that in Dev Series once when I was on for a win. Was not amused.
Imagine you wouldn't be. So Blake Warboys has caught up to Todd Hayden a bit here. So we might, next few laps, get the folks back up the front.
Yeah, Blake working really hard to get on the back of Todd Hayden here.
Hope he doesn't burn his tyres up too much.
Ben Anthony asking the question, is he as calm as Mark at Long Beach?
Zero evidence to say that I lost the plot at Long Beach. If there is, I haven't seen it.
Oh no!
Oh,
Todd!
All that pressure from Blake forced the error. That's bad luck for Todd. Really bad luck.
Very bad luck.
And that ruins one of our only battles.
Warboy's a bit loose there as well, so maybe tyres are going to start coming into play here at the end.
Could be too, because he's been following him, and now the pressure's off, you relax a little bit.
Because Rosella's still closing that gap. For the last lap there, he was 0.2 faster, or sorry, roughly 0.2 faster than Warboy, so he is catching him down.
Yeah, and it's been a great comeback from Lucas. We've said earlier, like he's come from a lap down, got lucky with the safety car, and now he's staring down the barrel of a podium. So it's a great drive.
He's done very well. So you can see Warboy's in the distance there. So the gap's now 2.1 seconds.
You have to laugh. It's sort of, as long as this race has been, all the action that's happened. Paul Young started 12th, is in 12th. Timmy Nicol started 17th, still in 17th.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Something about horses, David and Mark, have something in common.
Okay.
Okay. I'll try and work. That one's a little bit cryptic. So of course, Warboys up ahead here. He's starting to come up with a bit of lap traffic as well. Hopefully that doesn't slow him down too much. So he's got to get past PRA's Warren Davis. He's in 24th spot. Using the slipstream well. So you've got a feel for Toddy. You've driven well all night.
Yeah, it's a
Just goes to show you at this level, with the quality of drivers, one mistake and it just throws you off the podium completely.
Of course, now Todd's under all sorts of pressure from Adam now.
Oh, he's still driving away from Blake as well.
So that's a battle for 5th and 6th.
The Hayden boys at it again.
Definitely be no team orders there, I reckon. It'd be the old brotherly love rules. I reckon you wouldn't give Toddy an inch, would you, Mark?
Not in iRacing. No, I'm lucky to have a brother like Todd. He's been a great source of support for me over the years. So cheers, bro.
Todd Hayden's still loose there. No, you've got to be lucky to have a brother. I've managed to get mine into iRacing as well.
Just one of the hundreds of Van Rees running around.
I was waiting for that. Of course, my two Deffies as well are involved. So we might just jump back on Warboys. Warboys now, that gap going back to Rosella is now 1 second. So 2 laps to go. this is going to be tight.
I think unless Blake makes a big mistake, I'd be pretty confident that he can hang on. Blake's a quality driver. But the brothers Hayne, that's a different one. They're not giving an inch to each other here.
So
Anthony Visno said that they're battling for Taipan bonus money at the moment, so
we now know where the money went into bonuses. So Corey McFarlane now out to a 10-second lead from Warboys in second, who we're watching at the moment. Luke Rosella is 0.7 behind. Whiting back 6 seconds. Toddy Hayne further 1.5 under all sorts of pressure from Adam Hayne. Christian Smart still in 7th. Hayden Harrison in 8th. Chastity in 9th. Paul Hayes has had an incident. We might stay on this battle, I think. And then we've got Chris Island rounding out the top 10. So that's a great drive from Chris as well. He's up 3 spots. And Chastity up 6 spots as well. Okay, some good drives from the boys from the mid-pack to get themselves up into the top 10.
Yeah, good to see Chris Island have a good race. He's had some unfortunate luck in the last few rounds, so yeah, happy to see him hovering around the top 10.
Rosella having a look on a bit of a fake. Trying to work out how he's going to do it next time by. So let's run lap 49 of 50. This is the battle for second that we've got here.
Blake holding on for dear life. Doesn't look like there's any lapped cars either in front of them, so it should be a good run.
Nice battle to the flag. And here goes Rosella up the inside. All boys giving a bit of room. And it's about to go too wide into the centre S. All boys going to jump back in front.
Very careful not to get a slowdown through there.
Oh, parked the car nicely, didn't he?
He did. Of course, a bit of slipstream down through here. What does Wallboys do? Rosella's starting to show some clearer heels here, I think. Even though it's only 0.3. Probably say the fresher tyres of Luke Rosella's probably the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Blake's like a dog with a bone, but he doesn't give up the fight ever.
A great little battle here with Paul Young and Scotty McKean. These boys here are still going quite hard at it. And a little bit of lap traffic in front of them as well, just to make it a little bit more complex. Sorry, it's Chris Island in front of them, sorry. This is the battle to get into the top 10. So Chris has come back to them a bit for this last lap. Oh, no. Chris Island.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's a big shame. That must have been all about the pressure. As we jump back on with our race leader, Corey McFarlane. So Corey has had a very clever race. He got fuel during the pit stop early on, which was probably a great move, thinking about it now, which allowed him to have good tyres, get a commanding lead, and then have enough time up his sleeve to be able to pit again with fresh tyres at the end with a quick dash. And then it's just continued on with this 12-second gap from Luke Rosella and Blake Warboys. But here comes our championship leader having a bit of fun. Don't put it in the wall now, son. As Corey McFarlane takes the checkered flag. And we'll jump back on here. Luke Rosella is going to hold out Warboys for third place. That's a great drive from Warboys, up 3 spots.
Another very clever drive from Michael Whiting from Fishy Motorsports with the 4th place and consolidating his spot in the championship.
Very well. Toddy Hayne gets home from Adam Hayne. Christian Smart brings it home in 7th. Hayden Harrison brings it home in 8th. Chastity gets home in 9th. Scotty McCune, with that little battle before, gets up on Paul Young, round out the top 10. So, rather interesting one there. And then Paul Young in 11th. He's going to bring it home there. So that's been an epic battle again, guys. Chris Ireland's managed to get it going again to come home in, well, what will be 12th if he can hang on. And he does. Harrison Dengate will be home in 13th. Nicholas Roveridge 14th. Andrew Ritchie, next man to come around the corner, in the 15th. That's a great drive from him.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a great drive from Chevrolet.
Timmy Nichols has made up 1 spot. He's going to bring it home in 16th. Andrew Archer in 17th. So it's been an epic drive again tonight, guys. Corey's really showing his class.
Yeah, definitely Corey's shown that he is got this field well and truly under control at the moment. Would have been interesting had Luke not got that stop and go. It would have been a different race at the front, I think.
Absolutely. It would have been very different to have seen what happened there. I'm just going to go click on that. Click on that one. Where's Corey? Well, next week we have the week off. We have the series race 13 and week 13 for the series, which is probably good. I think a few of these boys are probably ready for a bit of a break. And which means that we'll be back on March 22nd for 250 Ks around Bathurst. So you've got to love Bathurst.
It's nice to come back to, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be a very, very, very entertaining race, I think.
It will be 250 Ks as well, which will keep it rather honest for everybody. And then the week after that, in the March 29th, we're in Barber Motorsports for 2 sprint races. So we go back to the sprint race format, which has also been very entertaining, as we've seen from the first 2 that we've had. Looking forward to those as well, because Barber Motorsport, I reckon, is one of those tracks where you've really got to be on your game for pace, and you've got to be on your game for keeping it real.
Reflexes.
Yep. We might drag in our second place. We'll start with our third place man. We'll bring him in. Blake Warboys, congratulations on P3.
Thank you.
Fix your camera, for God's sake.
What's wrong with it?
Not working.
Oh, what? It says it's working on my thing.
We just got black screen of death. That's all we got.
Devo.
Hang on, let me just go there. There we go. That's not even what we're getting. You just turned it off on me.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
'Cause now you got me curious.
So third, mate, you probably didn't expect that going into the evening from the conversations we were having earlier. So you'd probably be happy to take it.
Oh yeah, very happy to take third place. Bit of a bogey track for me, this one. But yeah, to come out third, thought Corey and Luke were going to run away with it there. When they pitted under that safety car, but I had my fuel numbers wrong and I had to pit. But still, Corey, the alien that he is, just too quick. And then Luke, just with the better tyres right at the end there, got me. I just had no rear tyres to fight him with, so good work to him. Hard luck to Todd as well. I think we were going to have a good battle until he looped himself. But yeah, all in all, solid race and really happy with it.
No, that's good, mate. That's good. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Thanks to the whole team from WK&P Sim Sports, Wodonga Karts and Parts, LGK Karts Australia, Barella Cabinets, TaylorMade Kitchens, WK&P Race Engines, Benny for putting the series together, and you guys again for another probably brilliant broadcast.
Thanks, mate. And we just noticed the vacuum cleaner in the background there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Still there.
Still there.
Good to see you, Nath. Anyway, we'll grab in Luke Rosella, our second place driver. Luke, how are you going, mate? Congratulations on P2.
Thanks, mate. That was a pretty tough race. First got that pretty annoying slowdown, and I couldn't clear it in time. I ran out of the time they gave you, ran out. So, had a 42-second pit and hold. So at that point I thought my race is ruined. But, we're pretty lucky throughout that race with the safety cars.
Yeah, you did very well with those, and you just seemed to have a lot more pace there in that last little bit stint. So I guess the newer tyres was really paying off.
Oh, for sure. We just had to press on for the whole race, I guess. It was really fun battling everyone, working my way through the field. And, that was an awesome battle with Blake towards the end there. I saw he was cracking a little bit. So as a driver, that's pretty good seeing that in front of you. But, it was a good battle with him. Fair battle. And, I'm happy with the second. But, we had pretty good pace and probably could have matched Corey throughout the race if we didn't have that mishap at the start. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with that result, considering.
Oh, it's a good drive, mate. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Jacko Signs, Smith & Sons, Wave Runner, Performance Centre, and Synergy Sim Racing. That was a fun race.
No worries, mate. That sounds good. We might drag in our race winner and have a chat. Corey McFarlane, congratulations on winning another race, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
You made the dive into the pits under the safety car, which was quite interesting. You want to tell us what your thoughts were there?
I didn't really have any thoughts. Team suggested it. Trust them. Had a go, and I don't reckon it was the best decision at the end of it, but it was a bit risky coming through a few of the slower cars after the safety car, but it was a lot more fun. So worked out in the end, so that's pretty good.
No, that's good, mate. That's good. And going into the break, you're taking now a commanding lead in the championship. So I guess after the break with Bathurst, you'd be looking forward to that.
Looking forward to a week off. Just take it one race at a time and enjoy it.
That's good, mate. Good to see. And you got plenty of pace at the moment, so you're still showing up for the next round of Scops?
I'm good to race this round, so
that'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be good in terms of the East Coast group to see how you go with that one, mate. We'll all be watching. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Thanks to Send It Sim Sports, PPS, brilliant setup tonight. Felt really good. Kept its tyres alive extremely well. Big thanks to everyone in the team. Daniel Weaver helping out tonight with numbers and all that. Thank you to you guys for putting on the broadcast and all the league admins as well.
Oh, thanks, mate. As we just said, next week we've got the week off. So any last words from you, Dave or Mark?
No, it was interesting. Like we said, like Corey kind of did have a leap of faith through his team there, pitting early, but with the quality of driver he is, he was able to drive through the field, and same with Luke Rosella. He managed to drive through the field, and just goes to show you the quality of all the drivers in the field to allow faster guys space when they need it and not cause any incidents. So it was a really enjoyable race. It was a shame we didn't get to see Luke and Corey battle it out, but look forward to the top 10 resuming them battles in a couple of weeks at Bathurst.
It sounds what I'm looking forward to as well. Dave, any comments?
No, I think Mark pretty well summed it all up perfectly. Corey's a freak. That's all I'll say.
That's definitely what I'm saying too. And big shout out to the Muppet that's joined you, Blake, as well.
Oh, yeah. Give him a wave, would you?
Yeah, look at
That pinky finger.
look at the cast on the pinky finger
They're picking on your cast.
and the vacuum cleaner.
And the vacuum cleaner.
Anyway, on that cleaning note, we might say good night,
Jesus.
and we'll see everybody again in 2 weeks. Enjoy.